Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Not Quite Mr. News Art Class, is it? For those of you who don't know, I used to coach chess a couple years back. And for those of you who are wondering how an art teacher got involved with coaching chess, well, there's actually a lot of similarity. In chess, your objective is to observe the board in front of you, make choices about what you see based on the systems at play. Well, art's the same way. In art, you observe your artwork, you observe the world around you, and you make choices about it based on how your materials work and all the systems that you have to play with. If you're not interested in chess, just close the video, go do something else. That's fine. If you are interested in chess, I just have this position that was shown to me by one of my former students, which, by the way, you know who you are. I'm proud of you. You've come a long way, not just in your chess game, but also just in general maturity. Anyway, this was shown to me by one of my former students. I was at the library. I ran into him. I saw he was teaching somebody else. And this position came up in a book about tactics. And the answer, it's white to move. The answer in the book given was this. Moving the rook to b1, threatening the queen. Queen can't take it because it's skewered. Queen can't take queen because this is checkmate. So, my friend's question, my former student's question, was why should black resign here? Black doesn't have to do something with the queen. Black could move the knight here to threaten the queen and protect the queen. Does this work? Now, at that moment when I was in the library, I was kind of in a rush to leave and didn't really take too much time to analyze it. We looked at things like, well, if queen takes queen, knight takes queen. If rook takes, king takes, and you're down a rook for a knight. So that doesn't work. We looked at things like, well, if rook takes, then knight takes, and rook taking the pawn is no longer checkmate because the knight now protects that square. So from a quick little glance, it looks like black's best move, instead of resigning, is to say, knight moves to d7. Why isn't that the best move? Why did black resign in this position when it's black's turn? After white moved the rook over to b1, why should black resign? Well, in my opinion, black shouldn't resign. Simply because, as we just looked at, there are several potentialities here with this knight move that, depending on the strength of your opponent, may or may not play out in your favor. However, white has some clear follow-up. White does not have to take the queen with either of these pieces. Another thought we looked at was saying check, but then the pawn just takes it and you're just down. But what about this black queen can we take advantage of? It's skewered by the white queen. It's also skewered by the rook. It's skewered in two different directions, right? Because if the queen moves out of the path this way, then that's checkmate. And the queen can't move out of the way this way because then you're putting yourself in check. You can't do that. So we can take advantage of the fact that this queen is skewered. We don't have to take it. If in this position, if black moves the knight out to threaten the queen, we can simply move the queen back. We don't have to take it. The queen is still skewered in two directions. Still can't move, still can't come take here because you're putting yourself in check. Still can't come take the queen because that's still checkmate. So what is black's next move from here? Well, the queen is threatening this, but it's also threatening the knight. So one option might be to protect the knight. That's not really necessary, because if the queen comes and takes the knight, then queen takes rook with check, going up the exchange. So it's not really necessary to protect the knight. So instead, the rook could be activated to one of these open files. I'm not really sure which one's better, or if one is better than the other, but let's just put it there for a moment and see what is white's next move under this situation. Well, clearly it's rook takes queen. Now, black might gain a move with a check, but then the king just moves out of the way, and then take this. But look at that exchange. Who is clearly winning at this point? White is clearly winning. Up a queen for a rook. This game is going to go very badly for the black player. Black's only attempt is to try to take this pawn or something, or maybe come try to take this pawn, but can't do either of those because move here, queen's just going to take you. Move here, well, the queen protects that pawn anyway. So what course of action does black have? The answer is nothing. You got a pinned knight. This pawn majority over here is going to win, especially because the king is over here with it. This rook is going to be eaten by a queen very soon. And this is just bad for black. So going back to the initial position here, yeah, it would make sense for black to resign if the white player is clearly a well-played, strong player who would notice a move like a retreat of the queen. This move with the knight, if I was playing black, I would make this move with the knight first, and then if that move is made with the queen, then I would resign. But the point of the book, the point of the book was to teach a tactic, and the tactic was white's move, not black. The tactic was put more pressure on that queen. Skewer that queen in two different directions. And I think that that's the important thing to understand, because this knight move, if you understand why you're putting that pressure on the queen, then this knight move doesn't scare you. You're not going to worry about doing a trade. You're just going to simply keep the skewer. And keep the skewer, right? Anyway, just a quick little chess lesson where, piece-wise, in terms of material on the board, both players are equal, but a tactical move can clearly win the game. Anyway, if you don't like chess, sorry to bore you with this. If you do like chess, I probably won't ever make a chess video again, but as I was leaving the library, got into my car, visualizing the board in my head, it dawned on me that this knight move that my friend and I, my former student and I had talked about, it actually doesn't do the good that you think it does, because the queen can simply retreat. If you do play chess and you learn something from this, give a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I probably won't ever make any chess videos again, so if you're here for the chess, you may not want to subscribe. But, you might. I don't know. Whatever. It's up to you. Most times I make art videos.